Welcome back, lovely viewers. So today we'll be configuring the DHCP and connecting client to the domain objective. So first we're going to install the DHCP feature. We're going to complete the DHCP configuration. We're going to create a scope. We're going to assign starting and ending IP. That's the DHCP for the client, and we are going to activate the DHCP. We are going to connect the client to the domain. So without much ado, let's dive in. So we go to manage to install the feature. We can just from here we can just go to add roles and features. From the dashboard, just go to add roles and features. We go to next, we select role based and feature based. We go to next, we select this, that's the PC name. So you are going to select the DHCP. Remember we have our Active Directory and then the DNS already installed. So you are only going to select the DHCP and then next install. So it's finally going to install the DHCP server for us, and I will continue. Alright, so we're going to click on complete DHCP configurations, which was on our objective 2, complete DHCP configurations. So we click on that, takes us to the wizard for completion. We go to next. So over here we'll need the administrator to go ahead with this. When we go to commit, it's going to give us field. See, it has given us field over here. It has given us field over here. But we need done. So we're going to go to complete, we go to next. So we're going to use other credentials, we go to specify. So with the specifier, I'm going to use the administrative account to specify. So it's always administrator. Once you haven't changed the account, it's always administrator. Okay, so I typed my administrative administrator and then the password. So I have administrator here. I go to commit and then it gives me done. So I close it. Okay. So I've completed the I've completed the configuration for the DHCP. So let me just take these ones out and then so I go to tools. Now I'm actually going to do the real configuration. I go to tools, I go to DHCP. Over here we are going to create a scope. I'm going to double click on my server IP version 4. Then I'm going to right click to create a new scope. I'm going to go to next. So the scope I'm going to name it let me name it forest scope. Okay, so description I'll be like this is scoop. Okay, this is a scoop. So we go to next. So I go to next. So I'm going to state the IP address. So the server's IP address is 140. So I'm going to give it 148.153.141. In case you forget the server's IP address, you can always refer from. In case you forget, you can always refer. So sorry, today my machine is running quite slow today. So in case you forget, you can always refer to the server's IP address over here. Local server, then the IP address will show over here. So 153.140. So let's go back. So 153.140. Then I'm going to name it. I'm just going to assign. I'm just going to give it a pace of um, 5 machines. Okay, I'm not going to connect plenty, so just 5 machines are okay. So I'm not going to add any exclusions or delays. I'm not going to add any exclusions or delays. So you're going to click on next. So over here, the least time is the number of hours that it should take, the number of days and hours that it should take when you assign an IP address to a specific machine for it to change. So over there, you decide when you want the IP address to change. So I did mine, I think, in the next 6 or 7 hours. So the default gateway is going to be 192.168.153.2. So far, by my experience, they are all the two. But I'm yet to meet that is we doing it on the virtual machine. They are all .2. Okay, so you see this one is giving me the gateway. I don't want the gateway, I want that of the machine's IP address. So when I click the parent name over here, when I type the parent name over here, and I click on resolve, it should give me the machine's IP address, and then I add it. So validating if DNS service is running on it, so it's running. So we are not going to create any win server. We activate the scope. So we are done. We are done. So this is the scope. This is the scope that we created. The address pool is we gave 141 to 160, 146. So the list, it hasn't been assigned to any machine, so we don't have any information here yet. So what is left is for we to connect the client machine to the server. So my Windows 10 is booting. So over here, quick review over here. So the domain for this particular server is forest.coffee. Okay, the domain for this particular server is forest.coffee. So over here, we've been able to install the DHCP server. We've completed the configuration. We've created a scope. We've assigned a starting and then an IP address. That is with the DHCP configurations. Okay, this is actually for the client. So we've activated it. Now it's left with our last part for us to connect it to the domain. So our Windows 10 is booting. Windows 10 is booting. We'll continue running on. Okay, so my Windows 10 has finished booting. So in order to change the adapter settings, I right click on the network icon. I go to open network and internet. So over here I go to change adapter options. I click on change adapter options. Now I'm going to change the IP address of the client machine to bring it within the confinement of the server. So over here you see I'm not having any internet connection, so I go to properties. So over here I connected it to my first setup, as you can see in the background, group 6. I connected it to my first. So I'm now going to change. I'm going to change the server. Okay, the access point, I'm going to change it. So I need to log in with the informations of the old one so that I can change them over here. So but back to back for us to continue, we go to IP version 4. Now I put it on static because I'm going to change the IP address. I put it on 192.168.153.141. That was the IP address we gave, right? So 192.168.153.2. So over here, we are going to use the IP address of the server, which was 140. We are going to use the IP address of the server. We click on OK. So let's see if we can get some internet picking from the server. Let's see if we'll get an internet. My machine is quite slow today. Forgive me. It's not really quite not responsive. I don't know why. So over here, okay. So it's not giving me internet. So I go to okay. So over here, I just use the shortcut Windows button plus E to access my this PC, my storage, which is the this PC. I just click on the Windows 8, Windows plus E, so that it takes me there. So I'm going to close one. So this PC, I go to properties, I right click, go to properties. So properties, I go to change. So you see Windows 10 server. That's the old server that I was using. Even though it's still installed on the machine, yes, but for the purpose of our work sake, I'm making changes. We are connecting it to the new server so that you see how it's done. Alright, so we go to change. We go to change. Now instead of group 6 server, I'm going to type forest.com. That was the name of forest.coffee. Sorry, forest.coffee. Forest.coffee. Then I click on OK. Alright, so this is the forest.coffee domain. So it's welcoming me, so I have to give it my administrative account password, the one that I typed in our previous lesson. So just for this lesson, I'm just going to review my password to be sure I've typed the right thing. Alright, I click on OK, and then boom, I'm supposed to be given a welcome to Kofi. Forest of Kofi. Welcome to Forest. From here, the machine is going to restart. So when it's restarting, okay, so we've been able to cover all our 6 objectives configuring the DHCP. So the last one, which was the connect to the client domain, connect the client to the domain, we've been able to do that just now. So while the machine is booting, you see. So on our next lesson, we are going to have we are going to create an organizational unit for the connected computers, and then we are also going to set up a desktop wallpaper for the devices on the server. So that means that we are going to set a specific um, wallpaper that we want the machines to have directly from the server. So any changes that we do on the server is going to apply to the client machines. All right, so this is the forest. So you see, it's having Mr. Fred. So over here, okay. So sign in to forest. To sign in to forest, we had administrator. Then we had, sorry about that. Okay. All right. You see, the username and the password was what was wrong. So you see, I typed administrator, but it's asking me to sign in to what Windows 10. Okay. So okay. So let me show you something over here. So you see for here, it says sign in to Forest. Now, if I'm to sign in into this account, it's not going to sign in into my own. It's going to sign into the Forest domain. This brings us to. Thank you very much for viewing. Stay tuned for the next lesson. Bye bye.